Chapter 55, Marcus. For the last couple of weeks, my parents and I have been talking about what kind of job I should try to get for the summer. In the past, I've spent the summer lifting weights or doing running drills on my own before football practice started. Football practice always started well before the school years began, so my summers were always really short. But of course, football has long been over for me. It's kind of sad that I'll never again be running out onto the field with the other guys before a game starts. The national anthem being played, me looking into the stands for mom and dad and whoever I was dating at the time, the coin flip, the starters being announced, the smells from the locker room, the smell of freshly cut grass out on the field, the kickoff, all those rituals and things that are such an important part of the game. I know I'll miss that, but it's time to move on. To what, though, is the question. Especially during the summer in early May, it suddenly occurred to me that I had the whole summer free. So that's when I first went to my parents about what kind of job they thought I should apply for. Dad said his business had summer internships available, but he felt that since it looks like I'm going to be a history major, maybe I should look for something in that area, which would build my resume. Mom said that since she's a real estate agent, there's nothing available in her office that would be relevant to my future. I ended up going to Mr. Wayne and asking him for help on what I should do. He said that I should call the local museum and see if they had anything available, although any position that was open would probably be a volunteer one if that didn't work out, given my love for sports. Maybe I could apply to be an usher at the local minor league ballpark. Or I could try to get a job refereeing summer basketball leagues. I decided to call the museum first and ended up talking to the assistant curator. She said that they always needed volunteers in the summer, but there was no paying jobs open. She said one of the volunteers positions that was open was as a scribe. I would read and try to figure out what had been written down on these letters, which had been sent home by local soldiers in World Wars I and II, Korea, and Vietnam. The museum had all these old letters that they had been meaning to decipher for years and years. The goal is to eventually put them in a tabletop type book for sale at the museum. She said the working title was Thoughts from the War Front to the Home Front. She said it would be tedious work at times, but it would give me real insight into what those soldiers were thinking about how they were handling being in danger and what their thoughts and feelings were toward their loved ones left at home. I was really excited about doing that, but I also knew I had to have some money. Mom and Dad have always given me all the money I've ever needed, even when they probably shouldn't have. But I think now I want to earn some money that's mine and that I'm responsible for getting. After I talked to the museum's assistant curator, I asked Dad what he thought about the volunteer job, and he said it would look great on a college resume. He also suggested that I call our club and see if there were any summer jobs there. Maybe I could combine the volunteer job and a real one. With that thought, I called the club. The person I talked to put me through to the personnel guy for the place. He said that they needed someone to hold down the pool snack bar from noon to 5. The job doesn't pay all that well, just $1 more per hour than minimum wage. But I could see how I could juggle volunteering at the museum and working at the pool snack bar. The museum doesn't open to the public until 9, but the assistant curator says I could come in at 8 o'clock when she does and work until 10 or 10:30, then take a break and go on to my pool job. Luke has been encouraging me to run cross-country with him next fall, saying that the team could use me, that it would help get me in great shape for basketball. I decided to go talk to Coach Henson about the cross-country thing, and he agreed with Luke. So my game plan for the summer is now to get up at 5, eat a light breakfast and stretch, then go running with Luke for 3 or 4 miles out on the highway somewhere or up into the national forest, go to the museum, then the pool, and be home for dinner around 5:30. I'll be working at the pool from Tuesday through Sunday of every week and at the museum from Monday through Friday mornings. I'm not going to have a lot of free time except in the evenings, but Camilla and I will have time to go out in the evenings and that will be awesome. And I'll have time to do my summer reading for English AP and government. Plus, Mr. Wayne has suggested some books for me to read over this break. He and I should start reading a series called The Saxon Stories by Bernard Cornwell. It's all about what was going on in Britain in the 9th and 10th centuries. Sounds kind of interesting because those people were really brutal to each other. I think this is going to be a really good summer. Definitely different from what I've done in the past.